So the second part of the weekend's goal and objective is to create a roadmap to the man they want to be. And on that, and when they identify, the values that they want to live by, and the kind of man they want to be, and they've identified all the things that are in the way of it, and their commitment for moving through those things, and the action that supports that commitment, and all this gets scribed down. Now they've got a roadmap to the man they want to be, and we've got it. And now we go back into group, and we're going, hey, you said you were going to ask your mom to put you in touch with your dad. Have you done that?
Wow.
No. Well, I know how important it was to you. You've got a lot of questions for your dad. I know that the feelings that you have around this is that somehow this guy doesn't love you, and that you need to know, you need to know where you stand with him. So what's going on? Well, I don't want to upset my mom. Well, do you need support with that? Yeah. I said, well, what if you and I go in together and we sit down and talk to your mom, and we kind of let her know how important this is to you? Do you think that she'd be okay with it? I don't know. Well, are you willing to take a risk and find out?
Wow, it's hitting me right in my warm, cozy spot. I mean, that's powerful stuff.
It's powerful stuff.
Very powerful
That's
stuff.
it. I mean, that's
because
one
you're
example.
carrying it from the mountain, bringing it home, and when they go back to group, they still got to be accountable to that integrated
They got to
thing.
integrate it,
That's what it's all about. I mean, I'm really feeling that. Really feeling that. I think adults need more of that right now.
Well, for sure. For sure they do. And what happens is, when one kid is doing his work, the kid next to him is going, that's happening in my house. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. They're not alone. They
identify with each other.
And they're like actually doing each other's work too. And then they know that more needs to be done.
Right.
And the way we frame this, and the way that we're able to stay in the schools with this, is that we take this very secular approach to this hugely spiritual, transformational experience, and for sure, when the synchronicity happens,
yes.
I'll stop whatever's going on and say, feel that, guys? You see what Spirit's doing for us?
Yeah.
Can you feel the Spirit in the room?
Nice.
It's doing for us what we can't do for ourselves. So let's trust this right now, what's happening right now.
Wow.
And it's kind of spiritual kindergarten for these kids, and we don't really have an agenda for them, but what we do know is that they have a deeper connection to each other off these weekends. They've got a higher regard for Boys to Men as an organization. They have a deeper connection to their mentors who show up and take them through this process.
Yeah.
And once they go through this process, we have a ceremony.
Oh, nice.
On Saturday night, and they get one of these.
Oh.
They get a talisman, and they get marked. And they're marked as a journeyman. They're not men yet, but they're a journeyman, and they're on the journey to be the man they want to be. And so now as a journeyman, they earn the privilege of coming back up to the mountain and being on the staff. And they go from the student to the teacher, from the initiate to the initiator.
Wow.
And then they come back into circle, and they're in group, and they got their talisman out, and they go, you went to the mountain? What? When's my trip? When do I get to go? And it kind of becomes like a badge of honor.
There you go.
And it's like, oh, you're a J-man now? Oh yeah, I'm a J-man. You're darn right.
That's
and
great.
J-man is short for journeyman. Yeah.
Sure, I got it.
And so we get the community is so generous to us. Like the Sockers will dump 20 tickets to a game.
Right.
Well, luckily we've got a couple of 15 passenger vans. And we can put together an event, and we invite the journeyman to come to those. And so you may be in Boys and Men, but you're not a journeyman yet, so you don't get to go to the soccer game because we can't take everybody.
But you'll do that one day.
Yeah,
That's
but yeah. So it's a kind of an incentive program to get to the mountain and take that deeper dive.
Yeah.
And learn more about yourself and also learn more about how powerful you are,
Yeah.
and how you can, by being transparent, by being honest with yourself, by making choices from an authentic place, you can actually improve your emotional well-being, and as these experiences are going on, the social emotional learning that the kids, the peer-to-peer
Right.
learning that's going on, it's all well and good for, a 63-year-old guy to share his story about what happened to him in 1971.
Right.
But when an 8th grader tells a 7th grader what happened to him, now we're talking.
Right.
Now
Sharing.
we're talking.
Yeah.
And when we can create
close
that
to home.
safe and sacred place where those kinds of exchanges are going on.
Yeah. Joe, you have so much passion. You have so much drive in this.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Mm.
And if it could fuel the engine, then
Yeah.
it's doing it for
Yeah.
real, right? If it could buy everything,
Yeah.
it would, right?
Yeah.
If it could, if it was
Yeah.
a tangible, if your passion was tangible,
Yeah.
everything would be covered, okay?
Right.
So let's
Thank
talk
you.
about resources.
Yeah,
You're welcome,
yeah,
and thank
yeah.
you, because
Yeah.
I have not been in a room of so much passion in a long time, and I'm truly inspired,
Oh,
because
well, far
I
out.
just, for real, this is just really, I'm just feeling this power and the love you have to see someone go through it, the deep spot, and I love that. So let's talk about resources. How do you get this engine revved up to do that? How do you pull from the community? How can I be of support to you?
Well, by far, our greatest resource for funding, for getting us into the schools, for providing those weekly circles, for giving these kids this transformational opportunity to become the men they want to be, is done by our surfing community.
Really?
And guys like Joel Wasserman and Admiral Awesome
That's right.
make it happen with the 100 Wave Challenge.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so we do. So
Talk about that.
Yeah.
How did this come to pass? And
Ah.
what a way to roll. What an idea. Everything. How
All right.
did this come to pass?
Okay, so it was Christmas Eve day, 2009.
Okay. Good year.
Yeah, and I'm surfing with my son-in-law
Mhm.
at Reed Street in
Okay.
Mission Beach. And there was a little northwest swell running, about 3 to 5. There was a Santa Ana, so straight offshore, and the ocean was a machine.
Wow.
And we were out there freaking killing it. And, we were probably out for an hour and a half, and I came in, I said, dude, I must have caught 30 waves. He goes, yeah, easily, yeah, it was awesome. I said, and we're walking up the beach, I said, I wonder how long it would take to catch 100 waves. And, because 30 seemed like doable, like maybe I could catch 100 waves. And then, Boys to Men, I mean, we've been around since 96, so
Right.
2009. It's
2009.
like, we're back, now we're in the schools. Like, I go, hey, I wonder if I caught 100 waves, if I could get people to pay me per wave,
Right.
And I went, wait a minute, I don't have to catch 100 waves. I'll get 100 guys to catch 100 waves. We'll call it the 100 Wave Challenge. And
Just
so,
like that.
So just like that happened in December of 2009. I started organizing like in February of 2010, which is really early because we did it in September, but what?
Wow.
Anyway,
you blew it. You blew it out.
I blew it out.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
awesome.
I got a lot of buy-in, I got a lot of guys excited. I've been
Wow.
surfing, I've been surfing since I was 10 years old. I know a lot of surfers and and I'm also, I do this mankind work, we've got these Boys to Men guys, and I've been in AA for a lot of years, and I'm a Kiwanian,
Okay.
so I've got all these networks
Okay.
of guys, and so so I brought them all together,
Let's surf.
yeah, let's
Raise
do
money
this.
and surf.
And so we did that, so Boys, you know what, it was really cool too, because I went to Bert Huffman,
Uh-huh.
Bird Surf Shed, and said, hey man, we're gonna do this thing, and we're gonna have to give out prizes. Will you help me with the prizes? I go, I don't want you to give them to me, but can you get me at your cost? He goes, dude, I'll talk to the manufacturers, I'll get you manufacturer's cost.
That's great.
I said, that is awesome. And then I go to Joe Roper, you know, because I've been taking my board to Joe for decades, and I said, Joe, we're doing this thing, and you know what looked cool is, you know, because this was, you remember his old shop on Morena?
On Morena.
So he's got like this tiki bar.
I
I'd
remember
like to have a tiki bar, and he's got all this bamboo, and he had those big tiki figurines. So I like to take all this stuff and set it up on the beach, you know. And then I was watching Craigslist, and I was grabbing free couches and recliners, and then I was storing them. I was storing all these free couches and stuff. And then I had a friend of mine that was a landscaper. I said, hey man, can you bring like some palm trees, some birds of paradise,
wow.
some, you know, plumeria, bring a bunch of tropical plants. And so we go to do this 100-wave challenge, and so we set up on the beach. We set up like this funky
full-on party
thing, and Roper's giving us all this cool stuff to give it, you know, character, and we've got all these junked out stuff, and then we've got plants and stuff all everywhere, and we're barbecuing, and we had like 50, 60 surfers, you know.
Wow, your first year?
First year, we raised like $70,000.
Unbelievable.
Like we'd never raised $70,000 doing anything, you know. and it was way funner than a golf tournament, and way easier than a gala. No auction item, no begging people to buy. You know, I was just like, you want to go surfing, and you know, and then you can, you know, you get people to give you money. Send out an email. Like, yeah, Susan G. Komen created the model, right?
Right.
You know,
that's right. With the breast cancer thing.
Yeah. So everybody got their own landing page.
Teams and landing pages.
And this was in 2009. So people just said, "Dear family and friends, I'm doing this ridiculous thing for this wonderful cause. Please click on this link." Click on the link. Here comes Joel's picture. Here's Joel's story, why he supports Boys to Men. None of his family or friends know what Boys to Men is, and they don't even care. But they love Joel. Look what Joel's doing. God bless him. I'm going to throw $100 at him. So that's the 100-wave challenge in essence. You know, we've got this. What you can go, you can register, you can create a link to your landing page. You send your landing page out to your family and friends. Let them know what you're up to, what you're doing, and. You know, each surfer raises $1,000, so they get 10 people at $100
okay.
to raise $1,000.
That's it, 10 people, $100.
And then we've got incentives. Like if you raise $3,000, you get a year's worth of coffee from the Panikin, and we will literally ship you coffee of the month, a 1-pound bag of coffee of the month to your house every month for a year. You don't have to do anything except raise $3,000. You raise $5,000. You get a wetsuit from Birds.
Wow, that's worth it.
You pick out a wetsuit. If you raise $7,500, you get a board. You can go pick a board out at Birds.
You got it all lined up.
So we got some incentives for our big fundraisers like Joel and Admiral Awesome, and then we have the team prize. If you want to forego your personal prizes and work together as a team and raise $30,000. Then you can get the Eat, Sleep, and Surf weekend down in Las Gaviotas.
Oh, wow.
And Boys to Men, we've got a couple of vans, and we will provide transportation, we'll provide food, we'll provide beer, we will load up the boards, we'll take you down, we'll get a couple of really nice big houses down in Las Gaviotas. And your job is to eat, sleep, and surf, and we'll cook and clean for you all weekend.
But do they get to go deep? Can we go deep for a while?
We do a little depth work.
They gotta know what's going on.
Mostly what we do is we talk about the impact that they've had by doing this as a team.
Okay, that's
and we
deep.
do a lot of honoring but yeah, we bring the real stories, and then but then we go to Charlie's and we sing karaoke.
That's perfect.
And get a picture of margaritas.
Fish tacos, Charlie's fish tacos.
Oh my God, so good, right?
Yeah.
And it's an easy thing to do.
Yes.
It's a fun thing to do. Because of COVID, we're doing individual teams. Like we used to have this huge event on the beach at Mission Beach, all the surfers all out on the same day, 500 people.
Okay.
We live music, radio stations broadcasting live, giving away prizes, We had a hydration station. We had 1,500 square feet of shade on the beach.
Okay.
With a hydration station, nutrition station, yoga classes, massage therapists, you know? And then we had face painting for the kids. We had crafts for the kids. We had sandcastle building.
Wow.
You know, the whole day was geared for the families and for the surfers to be successful in catching their 100 waves. Well, that's not going to happen during COVID. So we had to pivot last year, and we created these smaller individual groups. And so we're encouraging people to build teams. And as a team, your crew, you pick your beach. We're going to Gator Beach because that's Joel and Admiral Awesome's home break. So, you know, we've done it at Cardiff, we've done it at Scripps, we've done it at OB, we've done it at Carlsbad State Beach, we've done it at Ponto, you know, whatever your local break is.
Okay.
You know? Your crew, your beach, your date. We have a 2-month window from now until November 21st where you can pick a date to go do it. Now, we've had people do it on a Wednesday, you know, midweek, Saturday, Sunday, you know, whenever they're ready to do it. And what we do is, the Panikin has come alongside us, and they're providing coffee and pastries.
Nice.
So you get
nice.
fresh coffee and pastry, and then Board and Brew has come alongside us, and they're willing to do lunch for us, sandwiches, and so you know, the whole day, you know, and then we show up with our 10x10, and we've got swag, we've got t-shirts, we've got rash guards, we got wax combs, right, Joel?
Yes.
Wax combs this year, wax, the sunscreen, you know, we swag everybody out, we give them some goodies, we circle everybody up before they paddle out, we do a little context of why we're there and what we're here to achieve. We engage the children so they have some sort of context of how fortunate they are to have a mom and a dad and that not everybody gets this, you know, and what would your life look like without them, and you know, what you're doing is you're helping kids that may not be as fortunate as you, so you're doing a noble thing by paddling out with your dad. So bless all you guys, thank you guys for being here. And then I generally paddle out with the fellas and catch a few waves, and then throw some footballs and some frisbees, and then have a cup of coffee with the moms, and just create this like connection in this community, you know?
I was blessed to be able to witness it last year. Got me sold on it because I was there last year.
Were you at Gator Beach last year?
I was last year, so I witnessed you
cool.
guys. That was fun. I got a chance to see everything. I'm like, I have to be part of this. I mean, I just was so moved, and I loved to see the community of the team, the families together.
And the
so encouraging.
And like really, real stuff comes out of it, because Bill's nephew, you know, lost his dad, and it was COVID, and he was up in Corona, but we were doing virtual groups, and we got that young man some assets, some support, some unconditional love, some empathy, some compassion, and he was able to connect through the internet, through the virtual program, to get some support in what he was going through, what he was feeling, and you know, so I mean, it was like, I remember talking to Bill and his wife, and because it was Bill's wife's brother who had passed, and she was a mess, and Bill was a mess, and you know, this poor young man, and it's like, whatever we can do to help, you know, and I think we did help. I know we did.
I'm sure you did.
I know we did help, you know,
for sure.
And now we're back into the in-person. I'd love to get that young man on a weekend to, you know, really be able to grieve the loss of his father and be honored and supported by a community to help him through that process, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely have made a huge impact on San Diego and the school districts with the kids and the community. So I don't see this changing I don't see this going anywhere anytime soon, but times are changing and evolving and programs are changing. What do you see happening in the next 5 years?
Well, you know, I don't even know if it'll take that long, because, you know, because of COVID, because of the isolation, because of the disconnection, and the suffering that's going on with kids all over, you know, like, even, like, this year, we were approached by the district attorney's office.
Okay.
And they were identifying some high-risk neighborhoods, and they were looking for ways of reducing violence and said, hey, could you come run a program in these 2 middle schools and this high school so we can start, addressing.
Do you see the full circle with your dad? Because
Oh,
you
perfect,
being
yeah.
with the district attorney and almost that probationary programming,
yeah.
and then your dad doing what he did,
Yeah.
look at the Boys to Men coming full circle in that. That's
No, it
amazing.
does not escape me at all.
Wow,
Yeah, of course I'm conscious
that's
of that.
pretty
yeah.
amazing. I'm sure you are, but I'm like seeing
Yeah.
it, so,
Well, thank you for
this
seeing
is
that. Yeah.
really full circle. This is a wholesome program. I mean,
Yeah.
for real, and I think it's hitting, and it's so needed. I'm inspired. I'm wondering if there's more for girls like this. I want to,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother topic another day, but I am truly inspired by this program, and I know I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
So it was important to me to be able to get it out there to tell people, and
Yeah.
I think you have so much to offer, and this is just the beginning in so many ways, because we are a post-COVID era now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're learning all these new,
We are, and the need is probably greater now than ever.
right?
So
Absolutely.
yeah, we had the DA's office approach us,
Yeah.
but we also had NCRC, the National Conflict Resolution Center.
Oh, wow.
And these guys do like divorce mediation, and they also do sensitivity training, diversity training for big corporations. But part of their role is in San Diego Unified. They do conflict resolution and restorative justice. Okay, so like if a perpetrator assaults the victim, they create a plan for those to restore justice to that relationship, and the perpetrator has to hear the victim's story about what happened to him as a result of this, and then the victim gets to hear the perpetrator's story as to what happened to him that he's behaving in this manner. Well, now they want us to be part of their restorative system.
Wow.
And so so instead of it's like a diversionary program. So instead of the kid going to juvie for assault, part of his restorative process is to spend like 10 weeks in Boys to Men, to take a look at himself.
Precisely.
Yeah, and then we've also been working with the San Diego County Office of Education, and we've got a proposal into them. They want us to do Boys to Men circles inside urban camp, which is juvenile hall with a minimum 90-day sentence to 2 years.
Got it.
So like the Kearney facility is very fluid, week, 2 weeks. If we were going there every week, we'd have a new audience every couple of weeks.
Okay.
So they want us in at urban camp so that we can create some stability, not only to work with the kids while they're incarcerated, but also to be able to, when they are released, be able to do outreach to them, get them to one of our open community groups, because we do the in-school group mentoring, but we also have evening groups, we call them open community groups, so that anybody from anywhere that needs a circle can get to us on a Tuesday night out here in Spring Valley, and then on a Thursday night up in Encinitas. And so here we got the district attorney's office looking for a preventative program.
Yes.
NCRC looking for an alternative sentencing program, and then we've got juvenile probation looking for a rehabilitation program. It's all the same program.
It's all the same.
And we got and we've got like 30 schools, and so the next 5 years, I could see Boys to Men integrating into the juvenile justice system.
Yes.
And also expand. Like I know that like if there's any way we could get this to a $5 million a year program, we could be in every middle school and high school in San Diego County.
Yes, you could.
And every young man in the county would have an opportunity, would have the resource, the asset available to them. And now whether they take it or not is on them.
ROTC, Boys to Men mentoring.
Right. Yeah, Boy Scouts, Boys to Men.
Right.
Band, Boys
to Men.
Not
right.
everybody is going to be in band. Not everybody's going to be
True.
in ROTC. Not everybody's going to join Boy Scouts. Not everybody's going to be in Boys to Men.
Right.
But we're providing a safe place for the kids probably with the least amount of assets that probably need the kind of support and the kind of community and the kind of peer-to-peer mentoring that we're able to produce, and where they get to experience that emotional intelligence, that social emotional learning that's going to give them an emotional toolbox to take back out into the world, so that they know the difference between anger and fear and sadness. And they don't always have to come, from their warrior. They know what it is to be a king or a lover or a magician. We talk about the sacred masculine and integrating these sacred energies into behaviors, so that they don't always have to just be pissed off
Right.
all the time.
Right.
Because
the spectrums of emotions.
exactly,
Right.
because like anger's a great mask for fear. Anger's a great mask for sadness.
Absolutely.
It's even a great mask for joy.
True.
Like sometimes it's not even cool to be happy.
It's true.
So you gotta kind of like be cool about it. So
Right.
anyway, so we give these boys an authentic opportunity to experience this, and not only experience it, but also, get in touch with
Right.
what's behind it. Yeah.
Joe, this has been amazing.
Okay.
If you could, as we close, what message do you just want to, if you were to just say anything, this is the legacy of Joe you want to leave behind,
Yeah.
what would you like us to know?
That this does not happen in a vacuum. That we've got an incredible network of dedicated staff, dedicated volunteers, guys like Joel and Bill who, I don't even get it.
Right.
Why are you giving me so much of your time? Why are you giving Boys to Men so much of your time? But I think the magic is the symbiotic relationship that happens. That it's the power of the giveaway, really.
Right.
Like the more we
I love
give,
it.
the more we receive.
Exactly.
And Boys to Men is an excellent place to practice that power of the giveaway. And because like these guys aren't that different from who we were.
Right.
And we've got men in the program. Some of our mentors that maybe they abandoned their families.
Right.
Maybe they divorced. Maybe their kids paid a price for the choices they made. This is their opportunity to kind of come full circle and pay back the universe a little bit of that,
and
and get their own healing in the process, and maybe take another run at reestablishing those relationships, healing those relationships, and they get the courage and the willingness, because the boys are so freaking inspirational,
Right.
It's like,
Right.
if this kid can do this, I need to be doing this
Right.
in my life.
Oh wow, that is so cool.
So there's a symbiosis there. So, but the one message is, this is not the Joe Show. This does not happen in a vacuum. That there are incredibly talented, gifted people giving their time and energy every day to make sure that this program is executed.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. It's been an honor. It really has, and I
It's been
wish
my
you
pleasure.
many blessed years.